Hello and welcome to the Blue Podcast Network. This is the Transfer Show, Premier League based today. I'm joined by Tom, Matt and Lloyd. Let's get straight into it. Our first question statement is one transfer that will transform their team season.
Oh, it's a good question. Transform their team season.
So it can be from taking them from relegation to winning the Prem, whatever.
Right, okay.
It could.
That's not
I wouldn't use it
again.
Don't bother using it in a negative way. Just like because it's just boring.
Yeah.
Cop out.
Okay, I feel like there's quite an obvious one.
Wrong side.
Why don't we?
No, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I feel like my one's like it's very boring, but it's kind of
The rubber's there.
It's fine. Are we giving our reasoning as well, right? Because there's a reason.
Put the name and then
Yeah,
we'll debate. We're not going to agree together on what one is. Just say your.
Just say, yeah.
It's not for a positive reason.
I'm the one who made the question. I'm taking the longest.
yeah. You've had time to think about this.
I don't know.
Wanted to put a Chelsea player.
Thing is, I agree.
I bet you've put that João Pedro.
I said I wanted to put a Chelsea player, but
I thought you did.
I would put a Liverpool player, but I
I
feel like that's a
You're
bit
already
obvious.
too good anyway.
I feel like that's exactly. It's a bit of a cop out, and it's a bit of a...
Right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Xhaka.
Right.
Gyökeres, but not for a positive reason.
I put Verts. That's such a cop out. Right,
I've gone
should we
Matheus
start with
Cunha.
Lloyd. Start with Lloyd. Manchester
Yeah, I
United.
think it's going to be a really good transfer. As much as it pains me to say it, I think that the system that he plays in at Wolves, I think playing in that half space between the left wing and the 10, I just think it's perfect. It's a really good fit, and I do think Ruben Amorim is going to kick on with United next season.
You think?
Yeah, I do. I think
So maybe top 10 if they're lucky.
I think they will be top 10.
Do you think Cunha's more impactful than Mbeumo?
Yeah, I would say so.
I think so.
I think in terms for the system, I think in Mbeumo it could be it might take him a few games to get going.
No, see, I disagree. I think that Mbeumo will get more goals and assists, but Cunha will have like a bigger impact.
Right,
Because,
okay.
He'll help other players get more goals and assists. Like I think you'll see Cunha get loads of pre-assists and things like that, but Mbeumo will just finish stuff off.
The reason why I wouldn't say Cunha is I think him signing and Mbeumo signing is going to affect Bruno's season.
Right.
Maybe.
I think it'll hurt his season quite a bit.
I think he's moving deeper.
I think that's a problem. Because who'd you put with Bruno?
Probably put Ugarte.
Yeah, which is
No,
not
that's
good
not
enough.
good enough
They
in
need a new midfielder.
But they've needed a new
If you're going to
CDM
put Bruno deeper, you have to play
Casemiro.
a top DM there. Like
Right.
Caicedo.
I was literally going to say Caicedo. They're interested in Baleba, but who are they not interested in?
Yeah.
If they get
If
him,
they've got
then maybe
Baleba,
it'll
then
work.
Bruno at a deep position is a bit more believable. But it's
You need quite a roaming CDM who can cover.
cover ground.
Yeah.
And I think Baleba would do that, and he'd also sit in the right places where Bruno can go up.
Yeah. I mean, Ugarte was only joined last summer, no? I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. So it's only been one season. So
Yeah,
maybe
you've got a chance
he'll
to
kick on.
change it.
He could kick on.
But I also think he is a player that has to play in a double pivot.
Yeah.
There's certain players like that. I think Spurs are riddled with him. I think Basuma and Bentancur have to play in a double pivot. I don't think they can play by themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Matt, who have you gone for?
I went for Xhaka because
I like this one.
to me it's kind of obvious. Sunderland, I obviously watched a lot of the Championship. Last season, Sunderland were a very good team, but I feel like what they've lacked is that one just amazing midfielder who transforms the team. And they needed that one player. Like obviously they're a promoted team. They needed a lot of new signings. But this is the one for me. Like it's
Right.
I nearly went with the Dingra because I think he's a very good signing. But
I think in
it's
terms
much
of
better.
answering the question, I think Jack is probably one of the best answers
Yeah.
you can do.
It's boring, but it's.
No, but he could be the difference between them getting relegated and them staying up.
I think
Yeah.
he is. I think Sunderland. I've been a big believer for like 3 seasons now that a promoted team won't stay up for a long time. But I've changed my mind, and I think Sunderland will stay up this year because
Interesting.
the business they've made is so good.
There's a lot of times though where teams will make so many signings and it's the reason they go down.
I know, but I think they've been smart with their signings because they haven't bought 30 players. They're buying small. They're making small amounts of signings, but very good signings like this one.
Right. On to yourself, Tom.
Gyökeres, I think that Arsenal think they found their solution up top, and there is a very high possibility that he is not.
Yeah,
Right.
He's never done it in the Prem.
That's good.
And basically, I think they think that they're going to be able to do it. Are these potentially not whiteboard pens, but actually just
No, they were rubbing off before.
washable?
They're washable.
Yeah. They're just not working.
I blame the rubber.
Oh no.
And I think they might try and change their system to fit a focal point,
Right.
and I think that could massively hurt them.
Yeah.
And then they'll finish below Chelsea.
Do you think so? Wow, that's a bold
I was
prediction.
about to say, I do think Arsenal fans are like, right.
I'm wearing Chelsea.
Oh, so you're saying Gyökeres will damage their season?
Yeah.
Arsenal have signed Gyökeres and then are saying, right, we can win the league. Liverpool blowing them out of the water. I know you'll be very happy to hear
It's
that.
not
I
that-
will be, yeah.
It's not that it's his fault per se, but
No, not at all.
I think that he wasn't the right signing for them.
Who
I think
was
no,
that?
no, no.
Who would have been?
I
I don't know who it would
disagree.
be.
I think he was the right signing, but I think my thing with Gyökeres is that Arsenal fans think that's the difference between them coming second and winning, whereas they're not winning the league anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I went for Florian Wirtz purely because I think when Arsenal transforming their season, I've sort of taken it as I think it's going to change the way they play having Wirtz in
Right.
that team.
Yeah.
Because after losing your biggest creator, well, Salah kind of is your biggest creator, but after losing Trent, your main source of creation comes from the right-hand side. And then you lose Trent, you then look at the system that he wants to go for this year. I think Wirtz is their main source of creation. It's sort
I
of
think
your,
Frimpong will be good for
it's your,
creation.
yeah, I know. But it's your answer to Kevin De Bruyne, I think.
Yeah.
Is in like
Maybe.
when you're going for what Liverpool look like they're trying to do is they're trying to create a dynasty now with the signings that they're making. That's their attempt at making an era.
That's why I
And-
disagree with you though, because I think without Wirtz, they were winning the league anyway. So I don't think it transforms them.
I don't agree with that.
I think it doesn't change anything.
No.
I think they were winning this anyway.
I
Look
think
at
without
look
Wirtz,
at
they don't win the
squad.
league. 100%.
You don't think so, really?
100%.
I think
Wow.
football might be more important.
Same.
No, I don't.
Creativity-wise.
Not necessarily creativity wise, but in terms of if they hadn't got him, who would they have at right back?
Conor Bradley.
I don't think he's good enough. You don't win a league with.
I think he's very
I don't.
solid.
I don't think you win the league with Conor Bradley.
I
compared
don't
to
think
Frimpong.
either right back is the reason you win a league.
Right.
Either.
But I don't think Wirtz is the reason you win it either. He's a very good player, but I think
Wirtz
are
is
you
his
joking?
mate.
Let me-
Florian
no.
Wirtz.
Let me finish the
land. Let me land.
We're talking about £110 million signing
Let me
here.
finish my point. Wirtz is not the reason alone you win the league because they've already got those reasons anyway. Yes, he makes them win the league by about 8, 10 or to 10 more points, but they were winning it anyway.
We're also banking on Salah having the same season he had last
Yeah.
year. That's not going to happen.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
He's
Yeah,
not
but
gonna
he'll have
the
a
same
similar season.
Yeah, I reckon he could still get 30, 35 goal
I
contributions.
think
Yeah, but to
that.
say that is nuts. You think he's going to have a back-to-back 30 goal?
Well,
I think he could.
He's done it before,
to
no?
do that is, I know he's that kind of player, but he's
Back-to-back
how
at that age, yeah.
how old is he?
Right.
At some point, you've got to expect his legs to go. He's also had seasons before as well where he has had off seasons. So I don't think it's
I
out
wouldn't
of the
say-
question for him to not replicate this season.
I think
what he did
off,
last year.
yeah, I think off seasons is harsh.
Yeah.
Don't get me.
But his off season's still someone's.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
off
yeah.
seasons is 28 goal contributions in the league. or something
I
like
don't
that.
think it's a bad shout. I think Wirtz is still a good shout, but I don't think he transforms them in the way you're painting it compared to the other ones.
Ronnie, in terms of how their attack changes.
I think you're
their
thinking
attack
of their
changes,
team
but-
last year. This isn't their team last year. It's a completely different team now.
Yeah.
There's
It's different,
No Luis Diaz.
but I think
no Luis
all
Diaz
of the
now.
signings
No
make a difference.
Robertson won't start anymore.
Yeah.
Trent isn't there. Whoever's
Jota's
someone in the
obviously not
midfield's
gonna
going
be
to drop
there
for
anymore,
Wirtz now, so they're not there. Striker's not there. That's 5-6 players. That's a different team. That is a different team.
But I think
Their
also
system will
having
change.
The
having
system
a,
will
having a
change, new
striker.
identity, and I think with that new team, the most important player in that team is probably one of
Salah
Van
Roberts.
Dijk or Wirtz. Well, Salah, yeah, as well.
Yeah.
I would say though, does having a striker not make an absolutely massive difference? Because
Yeah.
that will transform
That-
them. I'd say
not
more than
transform the
Wirtz because
season. No,
because they've
not
not had a
chance.
striker for a long time, like a properly good
And they won the league
out-and-out
without a
striker.
striker.
But
Yeah, so having one like if they get Isak, that is like
But I think having a striker is made better by having a player like Wirtz behind.
Well, of course,
Exactly.
obviously, but
If they don't have Wirtz behind them, they don't score the goals.
I still think. Well, I think they still do when you've
No.
got Gravenberch, McAllister, and Soboslai as your midfield options with Curtis
No.
Jones as well.
They don't really create the goals. They're just there to maintain the ball, retain the ball, make sure they're in control of the game. They're the controllers.
I
They're
still
not the
think it-
people that make you win the games.
I think Wirtz makes a massive difference, but I still think that other ones make a bigger
Your
one.
opinion?
Yeah. I love the
Okay.
Florian Wirtz shout, by the way. Just saying.
Right.
I'm surprised at that, you know.
Next topic. We are going to debate between one of these 4 signings, and you're going to give me a 1 to 4 of
Oh, I like
how
this.
impactful these signings are. We have the first transfer is Mbeumo to United.
Right.
Second transfer is Madueke to Arsenal. Third transfer is Elanga to Newcastle, and the fourth transfer is Kudus to Spurs.
Right.
So you've got to tell me
Which is more impactful?
Elanga
the
and
best,
Mbeumo.
best signing, more impactful.
Wait,
however you
Elanga and
want to
Mbeumo,
take it.
Kudus and
Madueke.
By the way,
Madueke. Okay.
last.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I know we'll debate it, but I'm pretty sure we've all got the same last one.
We'll have a chat. I mean,
Let's hope our
you can
answers aren't
take
the
price
same.
into it as well.
Got mine already.
Oh, I haven't really taken price into it,
Yeah,
but
got my top 4 sorted.
oh,
Well, that's boring.
yeah.
That's boring.
Fuck it.
Fuck off.
We'll have a little chat, won't we?
Well, you've done that to have a little chat.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Have you,
I
have you
have.
got the exact same 4, Tom? No,
No, I
way.
do.
I've done this for a bit of a
For
debate.
content,
Yeah.
I feel like there is a 4, and I feel like
There
There is a clear 4.
No, not clear.
I wouldn't say clear between like maybe. Well, I think
No, the top
I
3
think,
is debatable.
I think first is clear for me.
No.
First is way
okay,
clear
I
for
know
me.
who your first is
I
going to be.
think first is clear, but then I think second,
No.
second and third are a little
I'm
bit more
debating
close.
why he's not first. I'll be surprised if that's everyone's first, by the way.
Close, though. It's so close.
Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
There we go.
We've got the same.
I was expecting you both to have Mbeumo top. That's fine.
Because I think United's main problem last season was they could not put the ball in the net, and he will put the ball in the net.
Here's my counter argument to having Mbeumo third.
What?
'Cause
You got him third?
I've got him third. No, hear me out. He's 70 million, so he's 15 million at least more than the rest of these signings.
Right.
On top of that, that's
I
including
didn't
admins.
really factor that in, but
That is part of it, though. That's a signing.
yeah.
Which has stops them from making other signings in the midfield, which I think they need as well,
Yeah.
by making a bigger signing. We all know how financially Man United are really struggling, and how Sir Jim Ratcliffe has been literally doing anything he can
To save money.
To save money, and I think that's impacted them slightly. Also, you're arguably your most threatening player last season was Amad Diallo in the position that Mbeumo is going to play. So
I think he moves, though.
You think Amad Diallo moves?
I think he.
No,
What?
as in move position.
No, I agree with that.
Diallo
So yeah, but that
playing
didn't.
right
No, I agree.
So
But that
Mbeumo's central.
that transfer wasn't as necessary as the other ones that Man United needed to make, which is why I've put him third. And I think the rest of them, the
You
two
don't think
above
Mbeumo
them,
was
are more
essential?
important.
You don't think he was essential?
No, I think he's an important signing.
I think he's
it's a statement.
essential.
It's a statement signing. But
I
I
think it's
also think
necessary.
no. But I also think they needed a holding midfielder. They needed a right wing back, which is now going to be Diallo.
Right.
I get that.
Yeah, but they shipped goals
They
last
also need a
season.
left wing back.
Can you say that
They
about
need a
Tottenham?
goalkeeper. I think this is.
Kudus-
We'll talk about this in a
I
second.
think. Well, I'm going to kind
Okay.
of get onto it. So, I think Kudus and Mbeumo are similar levels in terms of necessity for the team to sign.
Right.
I think Kudus might have a better impact because I see Spurs doing better next season than United.
Oh yeah, but that's like
but that's-
that's different.
Not really, because if Kudus comes in and Spurs end up finishing 6 places above United,
I don't think that's going to
The
happen.
reason
no, but I'm saying I
If.
think that could happen.
the
Right.
reason
It is a better signing.
The reason I got Kudus
I
first as
think
well.
it's more likely for Spurs to do better than United next season, and that makes him more impactful.
Right.
I also think Kudus offers something completely different to what Johnson offers, and I think vice versa. What
Yeah.
Kudus can't do, Johnson can do. What
Also, it's a
Johnson
backup.
can do, Kudus can't.
the one
do.
thing I will say is Mohamed Kudus is probably one of my favourite players to watch when he's on form, but that's a big when because I
Say
think
when he
Yeah,
had an
but-
amazing
but,
season
yeah, but
last year
let me-
and an off season this year.
I
That
feel
happens
like
to so many
he's
players.
struggled a lot in the last season because of a lot of things that happened mentality wise off the pitch, and you don't.
all
just-
of West Ham
but-
had that problem.
No,
So-
All of West
so-
Ham.
But,
Yeah.
West Ham team.
but look at
That
what
wasn't a
happened
player
with-
problem. That was an identity problem.
Let me finish. Look what happened with Ghana
done.
as well. When he played for Ghana, he carried those issues over, and I don't think just leaving a club is going to make him change his mentality. I really don't think if he can come in and he can play like he played the season before last, then yeah, he probably might go to the top of this list because he's a ridiculous player. But if he can't sort those issues out early on, then it's nowhere near as good of a signing as Mbeumo because he will struggle to even like he won't start for you if he plays as badly as he
I
played
think
for
he's
West Ham
one of
last
the
season.
players that is guaranteed to start now.
Only
Because of
if he
what I've
plays
seen
as well as he-
pre-season, he's
Right.
going to start right wing.
Not if he plays as
wing.
badly as he
He's
did
gonna
last
start right wing.
season.
Not 10.
He's played right wing both times now. Johnson's played left wing in the last friendly to accommodate for him to play right wing.
It's also because Son's too old now as well.
Oh no, Son's going. I think
Yeah.
Son's going.
But do you think that he gets more goals and assists than
No,
Brian Mbeumo?
no,
necessarily think so.
but that's
No.
not what I'm debating.
No, I guess it's not what you're debating, but I also think
Bumo's more of a striker.
Kudus is the most
I wouldn't say
exciting
he's a
out of all these
striker.
players.
More of a striker.
He's
Yeah.
more, I would say Burma's more similar to Salah, and Kudus is more important to more similar to like a Luis Diaz.
right.
I
I'd
also,
say.
But I think an Mbeumo will do better.
I also question.
I think
Kudus'
goal contribution
temperament.
wise, fine, but I think Kudus
Output, man.
can be
I think
more of
output
an impact in terms of position in the table than in Burma.
but
Right.
for Man United and Spurs, output is so important. Like as Lloyd said, I think they're both those teams struggled to score goals last season, and Mbeumo will
but
do more for
I
that.
Yeah,
see-
but Kudus
Mbeumo-
isn't the name to give Spurs goal contributions. That's not what he's there for.
I know, but I think that's what they need. They needed a player to do that.
I also think people are forgetting how bad of a situation United are in at the moment, and there is more chance, I think, of Mbeumo not doing as well next season than there is Kudus at Spurs.
Interesting.
And yeah, bear in mind, Mbeumo's coming into a completely different environment. He was in Brentford.
Yeah.
Brentford are probably the smallest club in the Premier League.
Yeah.
He's now
Right.
got to go from the smallest club in the Premier League to the biggest club in the Premier League.
Who also have a massive issue.
The expectations completely change.
Yeah, of course they
when
do.
you're in that situation. And Mbeumo last season wasn't expected to do anything. He's not expected to do 20 goals or take 20 goal contributions
But-
a season. At United, he's expected to do
Yeah.
that now. And if it doesn't happen, United will be on his backs, and he's not had that before.
I get your point about your expectations. I do want to bring up when Ivan Toney left, Brian Mbeumo. People were
Yeah,
saying
stepped up.
people were saying about Brentford they could potentially go down because they've not got Ivan Toney. Who's going to replace
but
Toney?
it wasn't
Brian
expected.
Mbeumo and Johan
He
Bissett.
stepped
No,
up.
it wasn't. No, but he stepped up.
He
which is
stepped
the
up
key
when he was
thing.
needed.
Yeah, but
But the issues at United, it's not going to be anywhere near like that. I don't.
No, I know,
Right.
but I think it will make it more impressive what he does
And
next
also,
season.
they've not.
Only time will tell, obviously. That's the point of debating
it's
this,
more of
but-
it's more of a risk.
They've got no European
No, I don't
football
know
either.
because I
that's a big thing,
I feel like the
Huge.
price you paid for Kudus, if he plays like he played last season,
which he won't. I
you
highly
can't
doubt
guarantee
that.
that.
I highly doubt it.
His
You can't
mentality.
guarantee someone's going to fit in at United because it happens. So
I know,
often.
no, no,
Exactly.
no, I know, which is why
You
can't
are arguably going into the most
only
toxic
time
dressing
can
room
tell
in the
on this.
league by doing
I'm
that.
ranking this on of how I rate the players. I think Mbeumo.
What's the question, though?
I think yeah, but as signing.
Well, you just said how you're ranking him as a player.
but I also
You
think he's
said
a better
Kudus probably
fit
the best on his
anyway.
list as a player.
No, I didn't say that. I said that he's my favourite to watch. He's one of my favourite players to watch.
I think it's a good debate though. It's quality. I thought
we
we
haven't
would have.
spoken about
Just
Elanga or
yeah.
Madueke
I
yet.
think
Yeah.
Elanga. I personally don't see how Newcastle they will, but I don't see how they can drop Jacob Murphy.
I think
after the
Elanga
season he
was a
had.
great signing for Newcastle because
He
they
is,
needed a
but
right
how
winger.
can they
I think it's a
drop-
great signing.
Jacob
Okay.
Murphy needs to play deeper.
He deserves to keep playing because he got what 14 assists last season.
Does he really improve Newcastle that much though?
No, I don't think he does.
I think he
if
does.
anything,
I don't know
actually,
why they signed him.
I think if anything, actually, we've been a bit harsh on Madueke in terms
Yeah.
of there is a higher, potentially a higher chance that Madueke makes Arsenal better than Elanga makes Newcastle better.
Do you think so?
I don't know
No,
why they
I
signed
don't
him. They had
think
more
that.
important
Potential.
positions.
I don't agree with that.
They
No,
had,
that's fair enough.
I think Madueke gets underrated. Not Madueke, Elanga gets underrated.
he's a good. No, he's a good player, but
Because I know Jacob Murphy got this amount of assists in the season. Is he doing that again? No, he's not going to do that
but
again.
Elanga's
know.
never
And
played.
He won't. He,
Elanga's never played consistently for like a top team that's in the Champions League. Whereas Madueke has played in the top competitions before.
not for long though. And
He
not,
has,
not
though.
many.
Where?
He's played in.
Elanga's played United
Right,
against
yeah.
PSG in the comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Scored
but
against Atletico,
he
didn't he?
didn't play
Yeah.
consistently
Scored
for
big
United
goals.
that season. I wouldn't say.
I do think
He
Elanga's
was probably
better
the big game player
as a signing.
in the Champions League run that United had the last time they were in the Champions League.
Right.
He was a very important player in that
I wouldn't say so because otherwise, why'd they let him go for so cheap?
because they were really struggling and Elanga wasn't that player. Then
We've
he
seen
goes to
United
Forest,
sales over the
transforms
years.
himself
Also, it was again
in a
back to
toxic
back to
dressing
dress-
room.
dressing
No, I know, but
Back to the dressing room issues.
I don't see why they signed a right winger because I think they're more
They
important positions.
needed a right winger. They literally needed a right winger. Their striker was Isak. Their left winger was Gordon. Their right winger was Jacob Murphy. If you say the right winger Jacob Murphy at the start of last year, you're saying there's massive problems here. I know he's got the amount of assists that he did
I'm
this
going to
season.
say that
He's
people
not
are massively
replicating that.
underrating him. He's in his prime at the moment.
In to replace Murphy.
Murphy
he
can't
is.
be
I know. I think
replaced.
Murphy's
I
dropping
think
back. I'm not disagreeing.
But I also think he's being brought in because they are back in the Champions League.
and that as
Yeah.
well. On top of that squad
they
depth.
need squad depth.
Yeah.
They do, yeah.
And Gordon and like Barnes, he's all right. He's not.
He had a
enough-
good end of last season.
He's not good enough to be in a Champions League play, like a team trying to get it push forward.
Latter
to the Champions
stages,
League.
yeah.
So you bring in someone else, brings competition. That's why I don't think it necessarily is a better signing than Noni, because I think Noni's kind of being brought in to potentially either start or ruffle some feathers to make other players.
I think
Right.
that's his whole point, is to come in to
Whereas-
push other players
that's
on.
Why I think Noni. I'm still putting him last. But
Yeah.
Also, you got the rubber.
Madueke is
Okay.
the only one on this list that isn't guaranteed to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't
Well,
think
no.
Alanga's guaranteed to start.
No, neither.
I think
Who?
Elanga's guaranteed to start.
I think he will. I think he will over. I think he will
Elanga's
over
gonna start.
Murphy.
Yeah, the issue is with
All right,
Newcastle
I'll
spending that
rephrase it.
money.
Madueke is the only one on there expected to be on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You'd be
I don't know
surprised.
between
I think the
Murphy
team
and Elanga.
improves more with Noni at Arsenal because they haven't had a backup like that.
Yeah.
But I think also I just think Newcastle are going to get worse this season anyway.
Yeah,
But then they get to rest Bukayo Saka, so he's not playing in Carabao Cup matches against Bolton Wanderers. No, I know. Yeah, they should
done
have
it with
done.
Luminary. They did do it.
Yeah, but the only reason he actually came into the team was because
Injured.
Bukayo Saka was injured in the first
But
place.
I think he would have rotated him either way.
I don't think so.
I think he would.
I think that
I think if Saka hadn't got injured, he'd have played more.
Arteta will stick.
And also, I think because
stick
of
to
his
a team.
injury last year, he won't
That's
play the
probably why-
games
that's
expected
probably
this
why
year.
Noni's been brought in.
Yeah, rotation.
Right, next question. Hang on. Next question. Who will or has fumbled this window?
Oh,
I've
right.
got my name for this.
Right. I feel like there is a really,
this is the one that comes to mind straight away. But
Obvious name.
I might.
Yeah, that's the one.
and I take great joy in this.
Oh, you think? I know.
Interesting.
Really? But I do agree with you completely.
I've just seen your name, and it's actually quite a
We're
good one.
saying
That was a
who
good
has.
one.
With mine.
No, we're not changing it because we want different
Yeah.
clubs.
Yeah,
Well,
Right.
well, I think we have the same one again.
Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Newcastle.
Newcastle, Villa.
For me, Newcastle
Interesting.
came to mind straight away because I was trying to think of it. Straight away,
I
that came
put
to my head.
will or has for a reason because I think Newcastle will make the signings. I don't
Right.
think Villa
Will
will
they,
make the
though?
signings.
Because Sesko is wanted by United.
If they were prepared to
They
pay
won't get
80
taxed.
million, if they were prepared to if they were prepared to pay 80 million for Ekatike, they clearly have money to spend.
Yeah.
yeah, they do.
They're out of the PSR issues that they had.
yeah, but
I also think-
that's known.
I also think someone has to pick up Gay in this window because he's got 1 year left on his contract, and I
Yeah.
think it could be a last minute one with Gay here. And I
Yeah.
think Newcastle. Will
I think
get him.
a big pull though for people joining Newcastle was Alexander Isak is going to score goals and he's a great player to play with, and now he's leaving. Then I think they'll struggle to get players more because they'll look at, well, who's that big name? Like they've obviously got very good players. Like you've got Guimaraes, Tonali, but who's that really big
But
star?
Villa could lose players and not regain them. Like if
I
they,
hadn't thought about Villa. I do think Villa is a very good
If they
shout.
sign anyone, they're not going to sign anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things either.
Right.
if they sell Watkins to United as well, that's
They'll replace
a
him though.
loss.
They would replace
Yeah,
him.
they'd have to get
with
someone.
who? With who?
With who?
Vissa maybe.
This is that's
He's a
not
good
a
player.
bad
He's a good
signing. I think
player.
it's a good transfer.
Better than Watkins.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say
No.
necessarily he's better than Ollie Watkins, but I don't think that's a bad alternative. I think Newcastle should be going for Vista instead of Benjamin Sesko.
I don't
Yeah.
think they lose Morgan Rogers anymore, which is a big help for them.
I
Yeah.
don't think they're going to lose any of their starters that they like. Really,
Yeah.
I'm very surprised that like a Bayern Munich didn't give 70 million for Rogers, but were willing to do 75 million for Luis Diaz.
I think Luis Diaz is better as a winger.
he is.
I think Rogers on the
100%.
left. I think
It's
Rogers
the
on the left would have been more
position.
exciting.
Luis Diaz is more of an out-and-out winger.
Whereas
No, I
Morgan
know, I
Rogers
get
kind
it.
of drifts in.
No,
He's-
I get it, but
Why?
I think Rogers would have been a more exciting signing for Bayern Munich. than
Really?
Diaz. More
No.
exciting.
I
I'm not
disagree.
disagreeing. Diaz is a better player.
No.
but Rogers could like
He'd be
he
there for
could
a long
turn it on.
time.
Yeah, but
He
so
could turn it on.
Can Luis Diaz not do that?
He can. I
13
think.
goals,
I think
5
he
assists
can.
last season in the league. It's a good amount. He scored a hat-trick against Bayer Leverkusen last season. He's a good player,
He's
quality
like-
football player.
I don't think he on his own wins you games though. Like
Do you not?
not
No.
not in like the biggest games where I think Rogers he's got
Scruffy next
there's
time.
something
Yeah.
there's something about him
Right.
that can
Maybe.
he's got something unique that no one else has.
I think Luis Diaz on his day, man. He
I
can-
agree
he can
with
turn- he
Lloyd.
can-
I like
he can
Luis
turn
Diaz
it
a
on,
lot.
for sure.
I want to get Rogers' stats up.
I do think that Villa were another club that now you've said it. I do think about, but I think
I also look
you
at Villa's back line. It's not strong.
look at
I don't think it's that strong.
Look at last season. They had a lot of injuries to key players,
8
and that
goals,
was.
10 assists in the Prem. Rogers
But I
got 6.
think-
It's a good amount.
But yeah, Villa struggled with injuries last season. I think if they get less this season, then they'll do well. And also, you're forgetting this team got to the Champions League quarterfinals. against PSG, and they nearly came back against the team that literally nobody could beat in the Champions League.
You have to then strengthen.
I know, but
you generally go backwards if you don't make any signings.
But Villa haven't signed or lost anyone, but Newcastle are going to lose their best player.
We don't know.
They are.
Oh,
they
they
are.
don't know.
They're losing him.
He's going to go.
No, but we don't know.
No,
We
but I mean, he's not in any of the club.
He's
I know.
club
certainly
photography.
leaving.
doing
He's going
everything he can to force
AWOL.
them to
He's
move.
going to go.
I get that.
He can pay himself
But
out of his
Liverpool are
contract.
the only club that are in for him.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah?
Yep.
No one else is going to be in for him.
No.
So it comes down to whether Liverpool can do it. They're going to ask for 120?
Yeah, and Liverpool can
And
pay that.
who's to say next summer they're not going to ask for that again, and they probably would get that next year as well.
Yeah.
He's on a long contract.
But they're going to get it this year.
The other thing I'd say is
But
that
they could get another year out of Isak and get the same price next year.
They won't get the same price.
they've known for a while,
they would.
Newcastle, that a goalkeeper's a big problem for them, and they've signed Aaron Ramsdale. I don't
That's
rate
a poor
that.
signing.
I don't
That's a
rate
poor
that signing at all. And I think it's similar to what you were saying about Gyökeres with Arsenal. It's like, oh, keeper problem sorted. Like Arsenal saying striker problem sorted. I don't think it is. I think rotation between Ramsdale and Pope not good enough. Not in 2025.
I don't think Ramsdale's been brought in to start necessarily.
You don't think?
I think with some,
The
no, I
price
think
tag.
he is. I think he is.
Really?
Yeah, I think he is.
The only thing that's put me off of him not starting is because it's a season-long loan and it's not a permanent. But I
They
also think that
massively-
means they're going to try and start him at the start if he's not good enough.
They
think they've got
massively
enough to
fumbled
buy.
with Trafford because they were very interested in Trafford. If they'd got him, that would have been a superb
but
signing.
we're talking
It'd have been a bit better, not
This is-
like superb.
This is one of the main reasons why I have Newcastle down the list. Tried to go for Brian Mbeumo, didn't get Brian Mbeumo.
That is a
tried to go for
definition of fumble.
tried to go for
Yeah, it's what-
James Trafford, didn't get James Trafford.
Your
Tried to go
question
for
was-
this player, tried to
your
go for
question
this
was
player, tried to
fumbled,
go
not
for
who's
this
had the
player.
worst window. They
we're
fumbled
saying-
it the most.
We're saying Villa, when you're talking about summer transfer windows now, it's not a thing where it's like renewing contracts of every player is a good window now.
No.
You now need to invest in players, especially when you're in Europe. You need to buy players. Newcastle, we all know they're going to buy players. Whether it's worse than what they have now, fine. But they're going to buy players. They have replacements. Their squad is going to be big enough.
Right.
With Villa,
there's more ifs with Newcastle that could mean that they're worse next season than with the transfer window than Villa. Villa have a lot less ifs.
they have aging players as well. Both their left backs are 32.
No, but your word was fumble. Aston Villa have
Yeah,
not
it is
been
a fumble. It is a fumble because you had
Aston Villa have
Asensio
not
and you
been.
could have signed him on another loan. You haven't yet.
Because they've not
You
got
had,
the money.
you
Aston
had
Villa-
Rashford.
Yeah.
He wanted to stay at the club, but you haven't got the money to invest in it. That's a fumble. You can't. And then he's gone to
But you
Barcelona
haven't
now.
seen them linked with new players and then not
two-
get
two
them.
new players
Whereas-
that
You had
whereas-
those
I can't
players,
lie.
you had those
But
players and you fumbled it.
Newcastle, every single player they've been linked to and every single player they thought they were going to keep has gone.
But I think they'll still come out better than Villa at the end of the
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, necessarily, I do think that Newcastle will finish above Villa in the
They'll finish
league, but
above
I
them,
think
but
Villa
that's
will win the
what's
Europa
better.
League. So I'd say they would have a better season than Newcastle. That's what I'm basing it off of. I think Newcastle.
That's fine.
You see all the transfers and all the business. You know, you had Newcastle fans on TikTok going, "We're signing Ugo Ekitike and we're keeping Alexander Isak," and then in about a week's time, they've all gone quiet and got really frustrated because then they've lost Ekitike and then they're potentially going to lose Alexander Isak as well. I just feel like for
Sign
New.
Nicholas Jackson for 80 million.
No, like for 80 million would be ludicrous, but I do think he's a decent striker. Obviously not as good as Alexander Isak, but Jackson is a decent player. I look at Newcastle's window and I think they really could have done something early on,
Yeah,
and
they
got
could
ahead
have.
of it, and none of the players have wanted to go to their club.
I could have made a
There is
special
still
team.
A long time to go.
Of course, there is still a month.
So like they have a month to find someone, and even if it is people that no one's tried to sign or whatever,
Yeah.
that if you get 3 mid-tier signings, that's still a better transfer window than Aston Villa,
Yeah.
and they've already got Alanga.
That's true. It is true. I
move
see
on.
your point.
We'll move on now. Biggest losses to their respective clubs. João Pedro going to Chelsea, so for Brighton, losing him. Burnley losing Trafford. Wolves losing Cunha, or Bournemouth losing Huijsen.
To me, again, I
João
feel
Pedro,
there's quite
Trafford.
a clear order.
I'm struggling with the. I know he's bottom.
Yeah, I know his bottom as well. I think if you were doing it the other way around, my bottom would be completely different. But I think
stuck
the way
between two.
you've said the loss to the club is...
Yeah, loss to the club doesn't necessarily mean the impact they'll have on the team.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I think it's very, very different.
It's the opposite way around.
Yeah.
Oh, we've done it the wrong way around. Oh well.
Have you?
Yeah, no. You're supposed. Wait, no, it's
You've
fine.
agreed again.
Oh, really?
See what Lloyd's writing.
Yep. No, I thought you had it on the wrong side of the whiteboard.
We got the exact same 4 again.
Yep.
We haven't, so.
I purposely hid it as well so we
the same
couldn't
as
see.
well.
You have the same?
Oh, so I'm the only one who's different. Great.
Okay.
I think there is an order.
I think it's quite clear that I did nearly
I don't think-
consider 2 and 1 the other way.
Yeah.
Right, 3, 2, 1. Right, Cunha, Trafford, Cunha, Huijsen at the top.
I've got Trafford, Cunha at the top.
Okay.
Wow.
I
Got
think-
Dean Howson first.
Just for digestible listening,
Yeah.
can you please say your 4 and we'll go around?
Cool. I got João Pedro fourth, Dean Howson third, James Trafford second, Matheus Cunha first.
I've got
Right.
João Pedro 4th, Dean Howson 3rd, Matheus Cunha 2nd, and James Trafford 1st.
I've got Pedro last, Huijsen third, Trafford second, and Cunha first.
I have João Pedro last, Trafford third, Cunha second, Huijsen first.
Should we do Pedro first because we've all got him?
Start with Pedro.
Yeah.
I think they've got Danny Welbeck anyway, who's actually been very good for them. He's been underrated, and I also don't think Pedro was as good for Brighton as he will be for Chelsea.
Yeah, that's the difference, I think.
Yeah.
with this list is.
I also think João Pedro would have been a lot better with Brighton though this season.
Yeah, I think he would have. He's a
Yeah.
loss. I don't think he's a loss,
A big loss.
but I think,
I wouldn't say big.
They have a lot of attacking output still.
Yeah,
Still
they have a
Cunha.
lot.
and I think also, he's going to level up at Chelsea, which I don't think
Yeah.
he would have necessarily done at Brighton. So it's not like you can. It's like with some signings, they go somewhere else and then they do really well, but that's to do with the environment and the tactics that we use, and that changes. Whereas at Brighton, it's kind of a club where you hit a certain point,
Yeah.
and then need to go somewhere else to then hit that second level.
But I'd also say, if you look at these 4 players, 3 of them are the obvious star man for their club last season, whereas I think for Brighton, I'd probably say it was Belieber last
Yeah.
season.
Even the CDM, what's his name again?
Are you talking about Hinchelwood?
No,
Surely not.
fullback.
Was he Dutch?
Oh yeah. Are you talking about Weaver?
No, who's the
What,
CDM?
Gomez?
No, the CDM for Brighton.
Yeah, Gomez is one.
yeah, Baleba.
Belieber.
yeah.
That's what I'm
You
talking about.
said Belabor and then you said who's the name?
Cut that. Fucking cut that.
Please don't cut that. It's funny.
That was.
Yeah, I think João Pedro is easy for.
Believe
five.
it's a bigger loss
Yeah.
if he was to go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I think the other 3 though are the biggest lost.
I think Trafford's an easy third for me.
No,
Right,
I think
okay.
Trafford- No, because I think with Trafford they could still get relegated. Without Trafford, they could still get relegated.
I see.
No,
think.
no.
I don't think that's a difference. In
I
the
think
season.
you've seen with the case of Leeds United how big of a difference a goalkeeper makes. And
No, I know, but
the-
I'm still
it's-
saying with Trafford. You're saying with Trafford they would be staying up.
I'm not saying that, but because
That's my argument,
No, because I'm not saying they would, but I'm saying they could. I think without Trafford, there is 0 chance they stay up. They're finishing 20th.
I don't know.
But I think if they'd signed like maybe one good striker and they kept their backline and Trafford,
Yeah.
that squad has a chance to stay up. Because the biggest mistake teams make coming up to the Premier League is, oh, well, all we need is to sign.
Well, it's not a mistake. What can they do?
No, the biggest mistake they make is, all we need is a couple of good attackers and to add a few more goals, and we'll be fine. The defence is the most important thing. If you can defend in the Premier League,
Yeah, but that's
you can
exactly
stay
what
up.
Burnley think. But they can't keep hold of Trafford. It wasn't possible for them because when City come calling, what are you going to do?
No,
Yeah.
but if they kept Trafford, then they actually had a chance because Trafford is a ridiculous.
I think
keeper.
Trafford going or staying doesn't massively affect Burnley's position in the table.
Right.
Can I actually? I understand what you're saying. I think Huijsen is in a similar vein of that.
Yeah,
and I
same.
know how good he is,
Yeah.
but I think with both of their centre backs last season, the difference of losing either, like if they kept Huijsen and lost the other one, I can't remember his name.
Sabani.
Sabani, or sold Huijsen and kept Sabani, I think it makes a similar. It would have been basically the same level of impact.
That's
No, I
why,
agree.
That's
No,
why
but
I
that
put them
I would,
third.
I would have even name first though. I would have even name first.
Would you?
I think
Because
there's-
it's not a case where it's an individual, it's a partnership. And when you're losing Huijsen, you lose the partnership.
But
that partnership was very strong in that season. And without that partnership, like you said, defence is one of the strongest things you need. And without that, they have an attacking fullback in Trafford. Now, more attacking than Kirkus, I'd say.
Yeah.
Their backline's going to struggle a lot this season.
To use your argument against you, though.
No
that-
keeper as well.
To
Their
use your
keeper's
argument,
now
though,
Petrovic.
Howsen.
Yeah. But
Which is
Petrovic's
an
good.
arguably
I
an
think Petrovic's
improvement.
not bad.
Howsen, the difference between losing Howsen does not cause
Bournemouth
Bournemouth.
good last year.
This doesn't cause Bournemouth to go down compared to staying up.
It could potentially put them in a relegation.
But it
battle.
doesn't cause them to
could.
go down.
We
What,
don't
selling
know.
Dean
We don't
Howson?
know. We don't
It
know.
does not.
I don't see.
I think Trafford makes a
think
much
also-
bigger impact.
also, I do think it's more. I am right with it is just the partnership that's been lost.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the player, which is why
Yeah.
therefore.
No, I agree with that.
No, but
Which is
losing
why I'm not-
Huijsen is
but
losing
then-
the partnership.
But that's why I'm not having him high on my list because also they've now upgraded it as a goalkeeper. If they can get someone in who can also build a partnership,
Yeah.
the partnership can be rebuilt.
I don't think so.
Losing the
Yes,
player.
you can.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I think we've not mentioned also Marcos Senesi as a backup.
Oh, yeah, I was
centre-back.
gonna say,
he had a
they've also
That's a
quality.
got
drop off from
backup.
Hoyson. That is a drop off.
I know, yeah,
That
of
is a drop
course,
off.
of course,
Yeah.
of course it is,
It's not
but
gonna make-
I don't think it's slight.
it's
I think
not as
a
big
drop
a drop off as
As
James Trafford and then their new goalkeeper that they've got in my opinion. I think that's
They'll
big.
get
That's
a
a
new
big.
keeper now,
That's a
though,
bigger
surely.
drop off.
No.
They've bought in a goalkeeper from the second
Okay,
tier of the
big drop.
Bundesliga.
But also Trafford is he got I think 29 clean sheets last season. That is ridiculous. There was only 17 games that he conceded a goal in.
Yes.
That's not normal. Like,
So
and
apparently
it's
might be off to PSG.
it's
Yes, yeah.
with
I think that's more-
with your point, Ronnie, about partnership
Then
as well.
Hoyson.
No, now that they've lost Hoyson.
It's the confidence in the defence, the defence's confidence in the keeper, because that defence knows if anything gets through them,
I think Bournemouth
Trafford
are in
has an
trouble
incredible
I do.
chance to save it.
Compared
But-
to where they were, like they were challenging for Europe. If they lose Hoyson and Zabani
Yeah, I mean,
and Kirkes and Kepa, that's 4 of your back 5.
I think Petrovic is an upgrade. Okay.
he's a massive upgrade.
Also,
Also,
it is a complete defensive change.
course it is, yeah.
In a team where you kind of need good names at the back, otherwise you get exposed with the style of football that they were playing.
Hoyson was a complete risk, not risk, but like there was no guarantee he was going to be good at start.
Yeah, I know, but he was good though.
I think, but whereas I think with the Trafford drop off is just so much more, and they have the potential to bring in someone just as good to replace, not just as good long term, but at the start of last season, the similar level.
you got to
They
remember, Housen
can
wasn't even
replace it.
starting at the start of
Kirk
last
is
season.
a loss. Kepa's a loss because it's 3 changes.
Yeah.
You bring in Petrovic, you have someone take over Hoyston's role, and you have another attacking fullback.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not changing the system.
Because also,
I
I think
think
Trafford could be one of the best keepers in the league next season,
I think
and they're losing that.
I think Trafford leaving Burnley drops them maybe 2 positions. I think Hoyson leaving Bournemouth probably drops
Yeah,
them
but 2
3 or
positions
4.
could be
Wow.
the difference between 17th and 19th,
And that's
which is
what
I get
Premier
that,
League
but also
survival.
3 or 4 positions can be a difference between Europe and not being in Europe.
Yeah, but I'd say that's a more important loss for Burnley because
Yeah,
they've
money.
basically scrapped their chances of staying up, whereas Bournemouth are staying up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
and they
see,
didn't
won't
get
we?
Europe last season. They're not going to get it this season. Nothing's changed as much.
The one we haven't said about yet, Cunha,
Cunha.
I think to me that one's
It's
pretty
fair to say
clear.
he's the biggest.
Yeah, he's the
It's
biggest
fair to say it can be
Wolves,
the
could
biggest.
go, Wolves could go down this season.
I do think no. So this is the thing. I do think Trafford's a big loss because I don't think anyone.
Put Trafford first.
I don't. Yeah, because I don't think anyone will ever replicate 29 clean sheets with one team in the championship again.
In the Championship, this is
no
so
one's
annoying.
ever going to replicate that.
In the Championship.
That's harder to do in the Championship than the Premier League because
Literally
because
46 games.
Excuse
in comparison
you?
to 38.
What have I just heard?
kind of argument was that?
because anybody can
That
beat
is
anybody
such
in
a
the
poor argument.
Championship.
There's an extra
what?
8 games in the
Anyone
season.
No, they can't. You're
Yes,
not.
they can.
You're not going to tell me the
We lost
Southampton.
to Ipswich last season.
Southampton-
We still got 4.
We lost Ipswich twice.
Yeah.
Southampton weren't going to lose to like Man.
But
No, the
Southampton.
difference level between the top 4 all the way down to like fucking Spurs. Came
Matt, I can't lie, you've had a
17.
stinker, mate.
No, because saying that argument with clean sheets and stuff like that, they have 46 games in a season rather than 38. That's a complete difference.
Yeah,
It's a massive difference.
So he's got 8 more games to do it as well.
8 more games to get to
Yes,
clean sheets.
to get to clean sheets.
Well, that's the one thing that does make it easier.
Talking about then.
You've had a stinker, Matt.
No, but either way,
Word.
Stinker, mate.
that's not my point. No keeper's ever going to replicate that again.
That is a clip.
But
No.
Allison or David Raya could probably go down into that Burnley team last season.
No.
They'd end up getting more clean sheets. 100%.
I
Of
don't
course
know.
they would.
I'm not saying they're not
They're
better.
10 times a better goalkeeper.
I'm not saying they're not, but I'm saying that it was just the way that he had that synergy with the defence.
Right.
The way they built that
I know
connection.
you're taking over the Green Show now. And you got your biases, but
Allison and David Raya
But my-
are by far better goalkeepers
But my
than
thing,
James Trafford right
but
now.
my thing,
they
with,
are.
my thing with Trafford and Cunha, so putting Trafford first, is mainly though, I don't think Wolves go down. Whereas, as
I
you
think Wolves
said,
can go down.
as you said,
Wolves go down.
I
as
think
you
they
said
go down
earlier,
so easily.
as you said earlier, Trafford being sold marks Burnley's relegation already.
Did you not say you think Sunderland's going to go up?
Pardon?
Did you not say you think Sunderland's going to stay up or leave?
Sunderland's going to stay up, but Trafford going.
Who goes down instead?
I think it could be West
So
Ham.
clearly-
I don't want it to be. But I
West
think it could
Ham?
be.
West Ham.
For me,
Got
the
Jared
6
Bowen.
teams, the 6 teams that can get
That's the
relegated.
one reason why they won't.
The 6 teams that get relegated are the promoted 3, Wolves, West Ham, Brentford. I think
I don't think
Brentford are the other one. If they lose,
that is the 6 that could, not necessarily that they will.
But
No, I know, but I don't think West Ham will be in relegation.
Say we're doing predictions right now. That's my bottom 6.
Going back to my point though about I think Wolves have a much better squad than people give them credit for, and I know they've lost Cunha and I know they've lost Aït-Nouri, but they've still got some very, very class players. They will stay up, I think. And Trafford being sold, Mark's Burnley going down, so bigger impact.
If you look at Wolves last season, the percentage of how much they used the left-hand side was very dominant, and all the creation came from that side, all the goals came from that side. Take out Aït-Nouri and Cunha. What happens now?
And Nelson Semedo's gone as well. They've got Bellegarde. They had a pre-season friendly recently. They were playing Bellegarde, who's an attacking midfielder, as a left wing back, and then they had Kian Hoover as a right
I also
wing
think,
back.
I also think saying Sean Larson's the answer to
left.
that is stupid because he needs service. Where's service without Cunha or Aït-Nouri?
There's still a month left though.
Cunha's the biggest lost.
There's a month left.
Cunha's the biggest lost.
Yeah,
All right.
I think so.
Last one of the day. Where is Rodrigo going to go?
Right.
You can still say Madrid, by the way.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm surprised. I'm extremely surprised.
Really?
No.
Really? That's a shock.
I'll tell you why. This comes into my argument from earlier. No.
No?
Ready?
Someone needs to put a lid on that.
No, it's because it's on the floor. I'll pick it up in a minute.
That's why they put work in.
Stuck to my
That was so depressing. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
All right.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Chelsea.
You think he stays?
Chelsea.
No one said Arsenal.
So
Madrid.
I think
No.
Chelsea.
Wow.
He's not going to Arsenal.
I don't think he's going to Arsenal.
No, I know, but I just thought at least it's going to be someone.
Chelsea's the obvious English destination if he comes to England.
I think
We
it's
have
the
the money- we
obvious.
have the money
I
for
think
it.
it is.
obvious.
Chelsea need another winger. It's the only position I think that they need really now.
If we get Xavi Simmons, I do.
I don't. I think you're going to get
really
him.
don't think.
It depends.
No.
I think they need.
I don't think it's obvious.
But
I
I
don't think any Premier League team's obvious.
you've put Liverpool. They've got wingers.
More.
They've just lost Luis Diaz.
But they've done that so that they can sign Alexander Isak. How are they?
Okay, no, but this is where my debate comes in. No, he's going to say PSR just because they can afford it. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that.
we can.
If they don't get Isak and they're thinking, right, we've just lost our starting left winger, they're going for Rodrigo.
How are they going to sign
that's the
Isak
case.
and Rodrigo? Though?
I've literally just said my argument was just said that Isak won't go, so they get Rodrigo. That is literally my
And you
argument.
think Harvey Elliott,
No, but they
right?
are getting Isak. That
we
is not a
don't know
debate.
that.
Harvey,
we don't know.
yeah, Harvey Elliott, 45 to 50 million will be around the price. That's what Liverpool will want. Darwin Nunez will
not
be
going
about
for that.
50, 55 million. No,
He might.
seriously though.
Avoiding my argument. I'm not saying Isak's going to
No,
Liverpool.
I know.
So
100%.
Isak is going to Liverpool. It's not a debate at this point.
I'm saying that they could still afford him, even if
Yes.
they buy Isak.
I don't think so.
This is what we're saying. This is the point. The point that I'm trying to make here is, Elliott, 45, 50 million. I think we're forgetting that Liverpool, in my opinion,
And that's pure.
they are arguably the best-selling club in the Premier League outside of Chelsea.
Chelsea are the best-selling club.
Chelsea, the best-selling club, but outside of Liverpool, outside of Chelsea, I think it's Liverpool for the price that they get for certain players. You look at
Perhaps
Luis Diaz,
Brighton or Brighton maybe.
Brighton could be potentially. Brighton are very good at
Yeah,
what
but
they
they're
do.
only that because of Chelsea, and Chelsea are only that because they're the best.
Well, this is the thing. Like Chelsea have a system and a tactical transfer strategy where they will buy players and they will sell other players. It is a constant chain of things. Liverpool aren't like that. They're totally different. Brighton are a selling club as well. Liverpool necessarily, they'll bring players in and then if they think that they can get a certain fee for a player, then they will sell. They feel no need to...
Necessity.
No, it's not a necessity for Liverpool to sell. If there is a really good bid, then they'll let players go. That's why Nunez never went to Napoli. Liverpool wanted 55, 60 million pounds. Napoli bidded 50. Napoli went and got Lorenzo Luca from Udinese instead.
I also just think I do think if Rodrigo went to Liverpool, he would start obviously, but there'd be much more competition. There's much more competition at Liverpool than there is at Chelsea.
It was very pointless of you to say that.
No. There's a point coming. Is that he's trying to leave Madrid to start because he's not going to get enough game time.
By the way, what I think happens is he's staying. I think he's staying.
Yeah, which is why I've got Real Madrid.
Chelsea's not there because I think that's the most likely club.
I don't.
If he goes.
I think
Liverpool are now the most likely club because of the sale of Luis Diaz. I think that's made it.
he wants to leave to get game time because he's not getting enough.
And he'll get fuckloads of Liverpool.
Yeah, you're saying he's gonna.
I
You're saying
think
he's not gonna get that at Liverpool.
I don't think he has as much competition as Chelsea though, so it's
I'm
more
gonna throw this one
guaranteed.
across
It's
the
more nailed on.
Bro, he will have, if not more competition. Yes, he might be better than the players at Chelsea.
Yeah,
He'll
that's my
have
point.
More, but yes,
He
he'll
wants to
have
be the
more
star of a
competition.
team.
But he'll have more competition. No, because he's been playing in the Real Madrid side for years, where it's full of stars.
Which is why he's trying to leave.
No, he's trying to leave because they don't. He's fallen out with the board. He's not getting on with the players. That's not to do with him playing with star quality players and not being the number one. He's never been the number one in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why I think he probably wants that chance.
No, it's just fallen out with them. So Liverpool would work. He'd start more for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get Xavi Simons. We've got Gittins already. 2 new signings.
His
That's not
argument is
confirmed,
he
though.
wants to play in his preferred position. That's
is
what
left
he
wing.
said,
Yeah.
which is left wing.
There's more of a debate about who starts with Xavi Simons and Rodrigo, and than there is with Rodrigo and Cody Gakpo.
Yeah.
I really like Cody Gakpo. I think he's a really good football player.
I think he's class.
So if
though.
we don't-
absolutely destroyed.
if we don't sign a left winger, I'm more than happy because we've got Rio Nagoma coming through.
Who's
so,
currently your second choice, by
Really
the way?
good.
Who's currently,
Yeah.
currently is your second choice.
yeah, and I think he will be.
I don't know. I feel like you might play someone out of position. I'm not sure who, but I feel like you could
Gakpo would be
probably.
position rough. Like he would then start playing across that front three. To like maybe even if you're playing in the Carabao Cup, he might play right wing instead of Salah, and you play.
Yeah.
They'll also do the
Rest
thing,
him.
I think they do with Gakpo similar to what they had with Jota, where
Yeah, he
sometimes
plays-
he'll play behind the striker
Sometimes
and be a
he'll
part of
play
the
a
midfield
striker.
three.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe.
Gakpo did do that last season, though. He was in the
Gakpo
midfield
did that under
sometimes.
Jurgen Klopp a lot.
Yeah.
He played it for some reason. I remember the first game of the season, it was against Chelsea, and he was in a midfield three.
Yeah.
So he's
I
a
know
very
they are both-
versatile
I know
player.
they are both out and out
Yeah.
strikers, but could one of these Isak or Ekitike not start on the wing?
I think Hugo
Ekitike
Ekitike would
can.
be the left wing.
That's what I mean. I think
I know
he-
Isak is actually more of a left winger than
I'm going to say
Ekitike
because
is, but
Isak definitely could
Isak,
do it.
Isak is your guy if you sign him. Like, that's
Yeah.
your striker.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's another reason why, because they've bought an Ekitike for 70 million. You're having to compete with that and Cody Gakpo.
My whole opinion on this is Rodrigo will stay at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
But if Liverpool can't get Isak, they will go for Rodrigo. That
Yeah,
is
but
what
for
I
me,
think
that's
would
not
happen.
an if. I think Liverpool are certainly getting Isak at this point.
You can't say that.
Yeah,
though.
but they because they can.
I've literally
He can
been
buy
through-
him if
Like,
he
let
wants
me-
to move. He
let me
can buy
dark- let
himself
me
out of his
dark-
contract.
We've just been through this with fucking Morgan Gibbs White having the guarantee of going to Spurs, and it doesn't happen.
Yeah, but
You
that was-
can't
That was-
guarantee
That was
any
no,
transfer
that was
anymore.
less of
You
a
can't
guarantee.
not the same.
guarantee
It's not the same
anything.
thing.
You're just in pain. You're
not the
just in
same thing.
pain.
It's not the same
That
thing.
was less of a guarantee. Because
Gibbs White and Isak are two different
also,
situations.
because you realise if Isak is this desperate to move, as he seems to be, he could literally buy himself out of his contract with his own money, and Liverpool just give him a massive sell-on clause. Not
I
sell-on
don't think
clause.
he's going to tarnish his relationship with Newcastle just to go to
He
Liverpool.
already has done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know. It's
Yeah.
I know it's
If he
severely
stays
damaged.
now,
I know.
It's ruined.
If he
No, I
stays
know.
now, he's fucked.
But also, you can't just try and force it. You know what? We can't argue this anymore.
I think he's calling it.
Yeah, we can't. I can't keep going.
I'm making an executive decision
Yeah.
as the owner to put my foot down and say that's it.
Cool.
Hallelujah.
This would be a fucking 2-hour long podcast.
Yeah, I know. Well, all right. This has been the Blue Podcast Network in its amazing argumentative fashion. I've been your host of the Premier League Transfer Show. Thank you for listening. Please like, follow, subscribe, whatever you're seeing this on, TikTok, whatever, YouTube, Instagram. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.